welcome back. Empty work desk can only mean one thing: getting ready for our next project. This is the next project. It's the HobbyBoss F-22 Raptor, again in 1/72 scale. I said in the first episode that I'm a 1/48 scale. Generally, these first 3 episodes have been all 1/72, but that's where it's at. Anyway, this is the first time I'm ever going to be building a HobbyBoss kit, so we're going to see how that is. But right now we're just going to open it up and see what's inside. It's still sealed, mostly, and we're going to see what it's all about. Let's open her up. It's ripped here, so that makes it easy. Seen a few of these unboxing videos where people go on to review the plastic. Now, I am not nearly experienced enough to have any kind of idea of what the plastic, to have any kind of idea of what the kit might be just by looking at the plastic, other than, oh yeah, it has engraved pin lines, or there's a lot of flash, or there's not a lot of flash, or etc., etc. So I'm going to refrain from trying to do that. I'll just show you here what we got. Need to get a new blade on this knife. It's not wanting to operate. Clear canopy. I'm gonna try to tint this with paint because the F-22s have that gold tinted canopy. I've seen some people who've had some good success with it. I've never tried it before, so this will be my first time this kit trying to do that. Hard to tell. I don't really want to take it out of the plastic yet, but it looks like I might need to polish it up too. So. Alright, top sprue looks decent. There's actually a fair amount of flash on some of these parts, so there's going to be a bit of sanding involved. It seems detail on the surface looks pretty good. The panel lines, decent enough. Maybe a touch thick, or yeah, deep. Maybe a touch deep. Hard to tell. Like I said, I'm no expert by any means. See the bottom of the fuselage. And yeah, a bit of some marring, general marring of the surface, some weird mold lines, and just, yeah, it's just unclean. This flash, it's gonna have to be cleaned up in a lot of these edges that I'm seeing right now, but we'll see what we can do with it. I'm planning with this one to do a in-flight build, and I'm planning, this is my wife's favorite airplane, so she bought this for me. So what I'm planning on doing is doing the in-flight, and we're going to be doing it with the weapons bay open, Hear that? And there's the main weapons bay here. What I haven't decided on is if I'm going to put the weapons in or not. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Cockpit, yeah, decent enough. There's some side panels there molded in. They look okay. The seats, a little plain, pretty plain, but I haven't decided. I haven't got it. Haven't decided if I want to go get a cockpit set, aftermarket set. I don't think I will, just because of kind of what I'm planning on the display, which is going to be focusing on the weapons bays. Wheels are a little soft. That detail there on those wheels, if you were doing wheels down, there's like no indication of where the wheel stops and the tire begins on this side. That side has it. You can see the rim of the tire, or the wheel, excuse me. But there's nothing here. There's no mark there at all. It's kind of, that's strange. Weird bit of molding. But anyway, I'm not going to have to worry about that. So as I said, I'm not worried about the tires on my build just because I am going to do it wheels up in flight. But if you do get this kit, I think it was fairly inexpensive, which is probably why the detail is a little soft in some of these areas. Instructions. Separate color call out for the markings. This is nice on a little bit of a glossier paper. Nice color print, separate. I do like that. It's a nice touch. But I'm not going to be using any of those markings. So we'll have a look at the decals. I'm going to keep them sealed. Again, I'm not using these markings. Let's see, standard, start with the cockpit again. It looks pretty, the side detail is okay, but the seat seems like it's lacking quite a bit. And I didn't see the console. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, it's a decal. Yeah, so they're using decals. Yeah, here's the instrument panel. It's just plain. There's nothing there at all, and it's just using a decal for all the computer screens. I don't know if I'm not a huge fan of that. That might have sealed it for me. I'm going out and getting a cockpit set just for that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll live with it. We'll see where we go from there. Then it goes into the weapons bays, which I have some aftermarket for that. And then, unlike piston stuff, you just put the airplane together and it's pretty much good to go, especially if you're doing wheels up. This antenna is from an early prototype. As far as I know, and I have to do a little bit more research, but as far as I know, none of the production models use this. It's not an antenna, it's a probe. But I don't believe any of the production models use that. So we either have to find something, replacement part for that. Anyway, instructions look pretty clear. So nothing out of the ordinary there. Now what I did get, is I picked up this aftermarket set of decals from 2 Bobs. These were on clearance. So I actually looked out because I was looking for them. The Langley's Raptors. And that's because I'm going to be doing this as the Airshow Raptor. It's the one my wife and I see a lot. I have a bunch of pictures of it from the art shows. And I'm planning on a display of the Raptor in its bomb bay pass when it goes knife edge to the ground, an arc with the bomb weapons bays open. And so the Langley is where that Raptor is based, which is why I got these. These decals come with options for 3 different ships. 3 different airframes, I should say. I don't know if any of these are necessarily the airshow bird. That doesn't matter. I was really just looking for the tail code here. Printed by Microscale and released by Two Bobs. This was in 2006. So these are old now, but I think they'll do pretty nicely. And again, the other bit of excitement I have here is I have the Eduard Photo Etch Aftermarket Bomb Bay Weapons Bay set, and that's for the bellies and for the sidewinder bays as well. Now this was designed for the Fujimi kit. I think it should be okay for this one. Nothing was specifically designed for the HobbyBoss, but I'm gonna have to go through the instructions pretty carefully and kind of see if I can everything's gonna fit, and I really hope it does. So a lot of the kit parts on this are actually gonna get replaced with this photo etch stuff, because this replaces all of the doors, which are much thinner on here than the kit parts. These thick kit parts here. So the 2 hardest parts about this build that I'm thinking is going to be the photo etch. I have used photo etch before, a long time ago, again, when I really didn't know what I was doing. And I struggled with it. It came out okay, but I did struggle with it, and it's not clean. Just looking at it, we could tell it wasn't clean. It wasn't put together well. So that's going to be a challenge that I'm expecting with this. But that's kind of why I wanted to do it next, was to get some work with the photo etch, some practice, and to expand that skill set. The other thing that I am thinking is going to be a challenge is going to be the paint scheme. Just because if I'm going to do it lifelike, is the 22s, just like the F-35s and the new F-16s, have glass paint, which has a metallic sheen when viewed at certain angles. I could do it just flat like this, and it wouldn't be too big of a deal, but trying to get that metallic sheen is going to be very challenging. I've seen a few different methods that people have done in order to get that sheen to it, to get that effect, and I haven't decided which way I'm going to go with it and how I'm going to attempt at tackling that. So that's going to be the big challenge that I see going ahead. Maybe even more challenging than the photo etch, but we will see. That is that. Overall, pretty decent looking kit. Maybe not the most detailed. Not a bad size for this scale. I've actually built a 22 before. It was actually technically the YF-22 was the prototype. And it was in 32nd scale. But so the one scale that I really want to work in is 48, and I haven't built one in 48 scale, but that's okay. So anyway, I am, like I said, my plan for this is to build it kind of angled, flying up in a pass, showing the weapons bays, which is why I may not do anything in the cockpit, just because it's going to be, it'll be visible, but it'll be on the opposite side of what I'm showcasing. So I may not worry about it. But I do want to get these these weapons bays, bomb bays, whatever you want to call them. These weapons bays looking really nice. That's going to be the focal point. And because of that, I haven't decided if I want to do standard like they do in the air shows, which would be empty. They obviously don't have anything in them. They just show them off and close the doors, and they go about the rest of the routine. Or if I want to do a kind of a what if, wouldn't it be really kind of cool if during these shows that they actually put training armaments in the bay so you could see them loaded up. So that's another idea I've been playing around with, whether or not I want to put the armament and paint them blue like the training armament is, because obviously live rounds would be so weird. Like, oh yeah, that'd be unrealistic, but like having training rounds would be fine. Anyway, I was thinking about putting training rounds in, doing that. I haven't decided on that yet. So why don't you put a comment down below, see what you'd like to see. Should I go empty, or should I put the training armament in and a what if air show scheme? But that's the plan as we stand right now. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it's a different take, different shorter videos than my normal history lesson, building history videos. And I think with this one I'm going to implement a few other videos that I'm thinking about. I'm not going to announce anything just yet because I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. Now, I'm not going to stop doing the building history stuff and the deep dive on the histories. Just a little bit more some separate videos released kind of near as the build is going along that focus more on the modeling side, and then leave the intact episodes just to the history. So stay tuned for those. This will be the next episode coming out, and I hope you join me for that. Thanks.